Well, good morning, everybody. I am Jessie. A lot of people are worried that AI may replace human beings. My thought is no, a resounding no. AI will never replace us. However, this fear isn't new, and it's a kind of understandable. The British historian E.P. Thompson stated a similar moment in his 1963 classic, The Making of the English Working Class. Back to 1811, the Luddite movement broke out in the UK. Textile workers were terrified the machines would take their jobs away, so they turned to storm the factories and smash the looms. They believed that destroying the machines would protect their livelihoods. But history never stopped. The Industrial Revolution didn't eliminate humans, but pushed us forward and also freed us from the heavy physical labor. So today, we are standing at a similar crossroads. People are afraid of AI because they fear that it may take their jobs away. But in my opinion, AI will actually follow a similar pattern. It may replace some repetitive manual tasks, but it will also elevate humans' creativity to a new level. So, instead of asking whether AI will replace us, we need to ask another different question. Why does AI actually make us more artistic? To answer this question, let me take you back to our class sum project. A few weeks ago, my class found ourselves in a very awkward situation. We had been struggling with our class sum for 3 weeks, but the result was, well, a mess. We tried countless melodies and rewrote the lyrics over and over again. Some tongue-twisting rap lines there, some off-key humming there, but we just couldn't find a version that everybody felt right. Just when we were about to give up, one classmate suggested, "Hey, why don't we try using AI?" So we gathered all our scattered, slightly embarrassing ideas and fed them all into the AI. And suddenly, we hit generate. In just 30 seconds, a complete class song appeared. The whole class was excited, stunned, as if a huge weight had been lifted. But in the middle of that excitement, something felt off. The AI illustrated a piece of perfect rhythm, but it was way too perfect that had no trace of us. We felt nothing from the music. Our memories from the sport corps had gone. The anxiety before exams never existed. Not even mention our messy, noisy emotions. It's polished, but honestly hollow, just like a perfect stranger. It's impressive but unfamiliar. So we realized that we needed to figure that out what was truly missing. And we ran an experiment by using a piece of trumpet solo. At the beginning, we asked the AI to play strictly by the sheet music. No emotion, no story, just one instruction, play exactly what was written. And it turns like this. Well, after it played, the whole classroom was quiet. Not the good kinds of quiet. One of my friends turned to me and just went, "Well, it hit every note." And honestly, that's everything. Yeah, this piece of music is a kind of perfect, but it just felt like a glass of cold water. It's safe and peaceful, but forgettable. It's calm, but lifeless. So now imagine something different. You have practiced this trumpet for 10 years, but at a very crucial moment, you failed. People doubted you. You almost gave up. But today, you get one more chance. And now, you take a deep breath and raise your trumpet. Here's what you play. Feel the difference? Quite impressive, right? Well, All of my classmates felt the same way. Even if you don't understand music, you can feel it. The passion, the hope, the continuity from life. Every note matters. And after that, we went back to the AI. But this time, we don't just give it some notes. We gave it that story. We told it about the years of effort, the failure, the doubt, and also the final moment of persistence. And suddenly, it turns like this. Well, actually, at first, we couldn't tell if anything had changed. So we played the first version and the third version back to back, and that's when we figured it out. The spaces, the volume, the hesitation, and also the tiny breath, they're all subtle, but they really existed. So same AI, same technology, but with human perspective, it gained warmth, variation, and emotional power. So this experiment reveals something really important. Well, AI doesn't have its own emotion. It needs human perspective to create meanings. And more importantly, what truly makes us more artistic is just the act of offering that meaning. Think about our class song. Well, to get something meaningful from AI, we couldn't just say, make it good or make it sound like us. We need to define what us is. We had to describe those feelings like inspiration, ambition, anxiety, and pressure. Well, we had to ask each other, hey, what does pressure sound like? A fast tempo? A minor key? What does hope sounds like when we are all facing exams? In teaching AI what we felt, we had to turn those feelings, those shared experiments, well, late night, inside jokes, and also the dread of Monday mornings into artistic expressions. AI forced us to be accurate. It made us reflect. It made us to understand ourselves more deeply. So this is why AI actually makes us more artistic. It lowers the barrier to creation, but raises the importance of intention. So think about this. You maybe have a really great idea for a painting, but your hands just couldn't cooperate. Maybe a whole story lives in your head, but you just couldn't find the words. AI helps you finally get it out there. It pushed us to be the director, storyteller, and the thinker. Well, some people might argue that, hey, AI can emanate human emotions. Doesn't that blur the line? So think about this. When you're sad, do you need to describe it in words first? Well, actually not. A sign, a look, a moment of silence, and people understand. When you're happy, a smile or a laugh is enough. Human emotions appear naturally. It connects us instantly. AI, on the other hand, it relies on us to transfer those emotions into something to process. It depends on us. Throughout history, humans have connected through foods, cultural beliefs, but today, we express ourselves through art. AI doesn't replace that. It actually expands that. It gives more people the tools to express how they feel. So, back to our class song. On a recording day, we sang with everything we had. Some of us were off-key and some will rush the beats, but none of us suggested to use AI to correct them. Why? Because what truly matters isn't perfection, it's connection. Those imperfections, well, the cracks in our voices, the uneven rhythm, were real. They were us. AI gave us the structure, but we gave it the meaning. So, no, AI will never replace us. Because what truly matters isn't perfection. Just like, well, I have said, well, it's the way art helps people to understand each other. Technology is just a tool, but the soul that has always been and will always be hours. So now, take your tool and bring your soul. Thank you.